Matamutu.
It's the Matamutu podcast. I really need to do better with my intros though. And they're always all over the place.
I didn't mind it. It sounded pretty dope.
Thank God. Thank God. Welcome to the Matamutu podcast. And this episode, we are going to be talking about cabbages. And for this, I brought a very special guest.
Yeah.
I've just been accused of calling everybody special, but you're special to me.
Oh, is it? I feel nothing, by the way.
Wow.
I feel nothing. I'm here to talk about cabbages.
Karibu sana,
Cabbages have
Jazz.
taught me a great thing.
Karibu sana.
Thank you.
Do you want to tell people a little bit about yourself? Just a little bit? And then you'll tell them more towards the end.
Crikey. I'm still trying to figure that out, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I did a whole sort of, let's strip all that away.
All right.
Let's start again.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in the process of kind of figuring out.
They call it reinventing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Reinventing, daring
Somewhat.
to start over.
Daring to dream.
Yeah.
All those good things.
I mean, I could probably talk about what I used to do.
So what did you used to do?
Like religiously, which was, I was in the media for a long time.
Yes.
Radio. I did radio, TV.
Mm-hmm.
I've done a couple of films. You might have seen them.
You might have.
You might have not. Most of them are in the pornographic. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No. She's actually done some mainstream stuff.
I dare to dream.
Some.
Also, I'm a bit of a gypsy when it comes to work. It's just all things creative.
You do what comes to
And for
the
some
hands.
reason, people just keep calling me back to do things like this. Like I'm a forte.
See, maybe because it's a thing, right?
You know what I mean? So I must have done something.
Something right?
Something right, worthy of podcast.
Okay.
Interviews and
Such like.
things. Yeah.
Okay, so Jazz is going to elucidate a bit more about how she has started again later on in the podcast. But for now, let's jump into cabbages. I was about to say carrots because cabbages and carrots always go together, right?
Do they?
Do they? They do.
I've never really had.
Have
that.
you not?
Well, maybe in coleslaw.
Not just coleslaw.
With a lot of. That's the only version.
That's the only version that
I
you
have
would do.
personally interacted with cabbages with.
Interesting.
Which is coleslaw. Yeah.
Not really just like
Coleslaw?
Coleslaw. It's like coleslaw. So who else has a law? I know Murphy has a law, so Cole has a law.
Cole has a law. There's Maslow.
There's Maslow.
There's Maslow's
Mars
law.
has a law.
Ooh, everybody got laws, man.
Okay, we're diverting.
Sorry.
Cabbages are in the family of the Brassica. They are cousins to Brussels sprouts, to broccolis.
How are they distant relatives?
No, they're cousins. They're actual cousins, right?
Ugh.
So, like, you have your cabbage. You have all these other cabbages. Okay, they're not really cabbages, they're brassicas. So it's that one big family that has, even until the Skumawikis, all in that one really big family.
The leafy suburbs.
They're leafy.
Greens.
The leafy suburbs of the greens.
Yes.
I
like the leafy suburbs.
The original family name was actually Cruciferi. Because
what?
Yes, Cruciferi.
Cruciferi.
I can't speak Latin. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It sounds dangerously close to what Jesus went through, but
actually
it's fine.
the flower petals, like how they grow,
Right.
is resembles a crucifix because they grow in cross, like a cross
the
pattern,
way they go.
right?
Yeah. Okay.
So that's why that family name. You are there. You are there.
Me being smart about cabbages.
So sometimes you'll hear people saying that they're cruciferous vegetables.
I want to say that to someone.
I know,
You're a
right?
cruciferous kind of person. I like that.
So,
Okay.
but now, like the word that we use, cabbage, comes from a late Middle English word, caboche, or head, which is
So you got a big cabbage.
you ever got a big head,
Yeah,
right?
you
And that's
got
why it's called a head
of
or cabbage,
Yeah,
right?
there you go.
Comes from Old French. So,
cabbage.
Cabbage.
Yeah.
And there's very many terms and slangs for cabbage. Interestingly, what we said, cabbage head. If somebody calls you a cabbage head, they mean that you're very stupid.
Is it?
Yes.
It's just a bulbous, floating, is it crucifixus?
Cruciferous.
Cruciferous.
No, I think if somebody calls you a cruciferous vegetable, by the way,
it's worthy to fight.
Yeah.
Those are fighting
absolutely.
words. Those
Absolutely.
are fighting words, yeah.
And also, tobacco sometimes is called cabbage, but I don't know why people would call tobacco cabbage. But cash is sometimes also called cabbage, right?
Cabbage, yeah. Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was dough.
Can be
Is that the old slang?
dough, cabbage.
Oh, yeah, cabbage, yeah. But I don't understand why. Is it because it's green?
I don't know.
I think it's 'cause it's green.
You know, because there are many
Stacked up.
leaves. There are many leaves,
Okay.
right? So if you have a lot of dough, you have a lot of cabbage.
Got a lot of cabbage.
Yeah? Makes sense?
Yeah,
Somewhat.
it makes sense somewhat, yeah.
So cabbages. The question I kept on asking myself as I was preparing for this is Chinese cabbage an actual cabbage? And the answer actually is yes. Chinese cabbage are in the Brassica family.
Yeah.
Just a different subspecies. And for me personally, Chinese cabbage is one of my favorites.
Me too.
Just
To be
love
fair,
it.
and it tastes delish, especially when you put that GM stuff.
It's called MSG.
That's the stuff. I knew there's a G and an M. I get the words mixed up, but that stuff that like they said is all like terrible, but like
it's not too bad. Look, it's there. MSG, monosodium glutamate.
That's the one.
Yes.
I love that stuff. And then you put some soy sauce, you put some ginger, put some onions.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And you don't overcook it.
No.
Just a little bit of
just touch the heat. Touch the heat and then pull it out.
Crunchy. Yeah. There's nothing like soggy cabbage
That's
to
what he
ruin a
said.
day. A perfectly good day. Soggy cabbages.
Soggy cabbages.
Awesome.
So, Chinese cabbages actually are in the family and they are cabbage.
Yeah.
And you also have your red cabbages, you have your savoys, you have your sugar loaves. There's so many variants.
You're just being a cabbage connoisseur.
There's so many variants of cabbage. I love cabbage. Let me speak about why I love cabbage.
Okay.
For me, cabbage reminds me of Friday evenings as a kid because the standard Friday fare was chapati, cabbages, and beans.
Right.
That was every single Friday. And I used to love how my mother used to bring, I think it was sugar loaves because they were very tight. So like the different cabbages have a different way of growing. So some of them, I think the drum heads are like they have a very tight weave in between the leaves.
Right.
So do the sugar loaves, within Savoys are a bit looser.
Oh.
It's a weird thing. Anyway.
Buying cabbages going, why is this one different from the other? I said,
Oh, you don't go and slap to hear whether it is
I
dense.
do that for fun, but not for the
You
right
don't actually
reasons.
know why.
I'm just like, smell that cabbage. Yay. I didn't know that was something that you're supposed to do to check what kind of cabbage it is.
Just sexualized the cabbage.
I did.
Oh my
It's the
gosh.
only way to eat them. You gotta sexualize them.
So if you want to
Hey,
see
women, where are my women at? Yay!
if you want to see what Jazz just did with her hands, please go to our YouTube page. And while you're there, please subscribe so that you can see more of this. So Friday evenings, cabbage and chapo, and I used to love just the cabbage with the chapo. Like I'd eat the beans later on, but just hot cabbage and hot chapati. Oh my god. Then followed by mala after that, which people really hated on me. It was like, why do you do chapati and mala? But that's another story for another day.
That definitely is. We gotta talk about that, bro.
Another story for another day. So that's what cabbages remind me of, especially cabbage that has been fried up with some grated carrots, right? Oh, fantastic! It's so amazing.
You're making me want to go and get some.
You need to actually try it. I'll drop the recipe in the extra. And another thing that cabbages remind me of is high school. So like in high school, and I kid you not, this I'm not making this up.
Yeah.
They would take the cabbage and they would come like on a stick because like when they're harvested, most people will break off the bottom stalk, right?
Right.
But those ones they would come more like with the stalk present. And the chef would pick the cabbage by the stalk.
Yeah.
And for all you podcast listening people, please go to the YouTube and see what I'm doing. And he would pick it and with a panga or a machete, you'd just chop 4 times. And the cabbage would be done. So
like big chunks.
you'd have chunks of cabbage.
Just like a wet mop. Pop.
And when they're serving, now, because it's barely.
It's like having a
let
little
go.
notepad, those tiny little notepads
Yes.
of cabbage, and you're just
So you just go and they serve you one, slap it in your plate, and tell you, okay, go.
Great.
And probably because this was they always used to do the cabbage when it was the day that we're supposed to eat meat, right? So for quite a bit of high school, I was vegan. Because I just couldn't deal. I just couldn't
deal
deal.
with the disappointment.
I just couldn't deal.
Of like 3. Is it the meat or is it the portion?
It's both. It's both ways. It's both
Okay.
ways because you get like maybe 1 piece of meat, maybe 1 if you're lucky. Sometimes you get a half. So you get that 1 piece of meat, and then you get like a mess of cabbage on top of it because they're just gonna pick up whatever he finds and just throw
It's
it.
almost like they made the cabbage into lasagna.
It's worse. Lasagna is too fancy for that.
No, but I mean like the thickness of it.
Yes.
Right? So just like if you looked at it, it was cabbage.
Cabbage in layers.
Cabbage in layers that was kind of like lasagna.
Okay, you just try to make it fancy, and it's not fancy.
I am trying to make it fancy.
It's not
Nothing
fancy.
is worse than eating
It's
that
so
kind of
bad.
cabbage.
It's so bad. Sometimes you'd find a whole cabbage leaf.
Wow.
Like the outer leaves, because it would not
kind of-
strike it from the nini, so that one of the outer leaves just they're floating.
I guess that's why they have those big souvenirs. I've always wondered, like, why? Who?
See, just because.
And then, so now I get it. It's
Now
like
you
huge
understand.
souffleur, you just put them sheets of cabbage in there.
And just, serve and people
And then
eat.
serve it, yeah.
I don't understand. Me, I just don't
You
understand.
survived. It made you who you are today.
I have nightmares.
Cabbage survived.
I have nightmares. So cabbages. Why are cabbages good? Let's start with why they are good for you. So the nutritional profile of cabbage is actually really nice. Like they have
I heard it has
vitamins.
like vitamin C.
Yes. Vitamin C, vitamin K,
I don't
vitamin
know what
A.
any of those vitamins are. They're just letters after the word vitamin.
You have
I
your
have no
folates.
idea what they do for you.
They do things.
What is vitamin C? Wait, vitamin C is like oranges, right? As well.
Yes, ascorbic acid.
Yeah, but what is it for?
Sits for things in the body. If you know what vitamin C is for, please drop us a comment.
K. I don't want K. This is the first time I hear about K.
There are so many others: B, B12, G,
No,
B
it's like a
complex.
periodic table of vitamins.
I know.
Can't get it.
Just-
Can't get it. I know about vitamin D though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Moving on swiftly, cabbages lower the signs of aging in your skin, right? Because of the actual
explains my youth.
vitamin D, actual vitamin D that's in the cabbage.
Oh, right. That, okay.
That vitamin D, not the one you were saying.
No, I was. What were you talking about? I was talking about that one. You were talking about.
Cabbages are rich in antioxidants.
Yeah.
And they help to speed up the recovery process. So if you ever have a wound, you can make a poultice with a cabbage.
Poultice.
A poultice.
Pray tell, what is a poultice?
So you grate or blend the leaves and then apply directly onto the wound and cover it with a bandage.
Oh, like the ancient Egyptians used to do.
So
I want to get back into that actually.
really?
Yeah, like natural healing.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean it can go terribly wrong if you don't have like a medical
what you're
person.
doing.
Yeah, if you don't know what you're doing. But I think that's really cool, the fact that you can, because I've been watching all these people who say, don't throw this out, put it here, grow your own food. And I'm really interested in that kind of vibe.
Okay.
Because it feels very sustainable.
It does though.
And what I love about cabbage, sorry to jump on your
That's okay.
wonderful
Continue.
facts, is the reason I love it so much is it lasts so much longer.
Oh yes, it does.
Like you can, if you time it right, you can have 2 months with that sucker. You know what I'm saying? Like if you just chop it right, wrap it right, put it in the fridge, that thing can last you for like
I think
2 months.
you're supposed to eat your cabbages then finish them.
I know, but when you're surviving, with this corona pandemic,
This is a
vibes,
Nairobian speaking.
Yeah. I'm just discovering this, and I think it's so dope. Like it's a loving vegetable.
Absolutely,
It cares about you.
it does. Cabbages
And it
are
wants to
love.
feed you for a very low price. There's this boy who came to my house, and all I had was cabbages. And he's like, and I cooked them really, really well.
Yes.
I didn't have any meat. So he's like, wow, you really, really must love cabbages. I'm like, my friend. I'm like, no, cabbages feeds a lot of people.
It does.
Okay?
One cabbage can feed a
For
whole family.
35 bob or 50 bob, I can
It's
feed.
fantastic.
I can feed so many people, and that to me is amazing.
Amazing, absolutely. Also, cabbages may provide relief from allergies because of some of the compounds. They are anti-inflammatory. So if you have allergies, eat your cabbages. They help to prevent cancer. Some compounds, but this is when they're fresh, not cooked. Red cabbages especially, you're supposed to eat them fresh. Yes.
Oh really?
Yes.
Oh, so that's why they're good for salads.
Yes, because of the beta carotenoids and beta carotenes and all those very nice cancer fighting
cancer-free
things, right?
Yeah.
Cabbage is also high in fiber, which makes them very healthy for the digestive tract, and they promote weight loss. So they don't have calories. They're essentially 0 calorie. Right?
Yeah, it's like popcorn.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Yeah, popcorn, 0
That-
calories.
Really?
Yeah.
I need to look that up.
I mean, that's what they told me. That's why I eat them every day.
Imagine a popcorn diet. How cool that would be.
You pooped them like popcorn. Actually, one thing I know about, don't ask me how I know this, but I do, is that as much as it's really great for you, if you've got irritable bowel syndrome, it's not the thing you should be going for. And I think it's because, I didn't know this, but you said it was an antioxidant.
Yes.
So that's probably why. It's like a natural laxative, isn't it?
So yes, it's actually really good for constipation. If you have constipation, you take cabbage juice.
Yeah, I haven't tried that yet. I'm good.
Yeah, is it?
I mean, I feel like too many things are being juiced, to be fair. Too many things. Like, we've got way too many milks. We've
Cabbage
got way
juice.
too many juices.
If you have ulcers as well, cabbage juice is really good for that.
Oh,
Peptic
interesting.
ulcers.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's something you can use them for.
I don't have ulcers. I'm perfect.
Thank God. Thank God, because it's the ghetto. It's the ghetto.
I have no idea. I'm so afraid.
So why don't people like cabbages? That's a question that I was asked, and I didn't have a very straight answer.
Yeah.
But I will try to answer. So cabbages, the cruciferous vegetables, tend to have
About the whole family and their cousins.
the whole family and their cousins. They tend to have sulfurous compounds, right?
Right. Does that give you like really bad flatulence?
Generally, yes.
Yeah.
But what happens is that some of these sulfurous compounds then break down into amines, which give you that rotten cabbage smell, right? Okay. So, like, have you ever? Oh, you haven't smelled rotten cabbage? It's the worst. It's like rotten eggs times 15. It smells nasty.
What, when it's not cooked and it's just rotting?
Yes.
No, I haven't actually experienced the rotten cabbage.
Yeah, no, it smells nasty.
It's gross.
It's gross. It's absolutely nasty. But so now, exposure to air, like when they've been chopped, can sometimes make some of those compounds break down into the amines, which now become the smells that people don't like about cabbage, right? So some people also just don't like cabbage because of high school experiences like I had, where cabbages were
staple food.
The staple.
You have nothing else to live for.
I think I really did enjoy in high school though, was when they would decide to put cabbages in the gideri.
Okay.
That used to actually work. I don't know why.
For some reason.
I don't know
You
why.
have different tastes. You're the same guy who likes chapo and lala.
But chapo mala is it's the shit, man.
I've never heard that. I have never ever heard that. I've heard of carrots in chapos, but I've never had chapos in lala.
No, okay. Anyway, no.
I'm with you.
You're with me there. You're with me there.
I'm ready to try it. I'm ready to go this wacky world of yours, where you just combine things and it somehow works.
So cabbages are really good for feeding masses, as you said, right? Because really, one cabbage you can feed maybe a family of 10. If you're lucky, if you can throw in some.
If they're
carrots.
women, yes. If they're men, just make it 4.
Make it three or 4 men.
Just 4 men plus yourself.
4 men and yourself.
You'll have a bowl and they'll eat the rest.
But the thing about cabbages, and the thing that I really enjoy about cabbages, is watching them grow. I don't know if you've ever.
It's like watching paint dry. I'm not that invested in how my food's made. I will be honest.
Yes.
I don't think, unless it's fast forwarded. Like, I love those videos where it shows like
the thing just becomes.
I'm like, wow. But like, I've never been like, I'm gonna sit here and watch this grow. I think I'll lose my mind.
I think in the ancient history, cabbages were grown quite widely.
Yeah.
And that's why you had there was a thingy. There was a what do I call it? That's why you had a myth about children being discovered in the Cabbage Patch. Cabbage Patch Kids.
What Cabbage Patch Kids was? Was it?
It was a myth. It was a myth that where children came from. So like the whole stalk and whatever.
Oh, just drop them in the cabbages.
So the stalk would come and drop the child in the Cabbage Patch.
Yeah.
Or on the chimney, depending on which country you came from.
So I'm wondering what was happening in ancient times that people were getting groovy in the Cabbage Patches.
I think it was the only place.
Because I mean, like, what kind of we know where our parents' lives come from. Now the Cabbage Patch Kid, who was getting freaky in them fields,
Somebody was.
That's nasty. I'll never be able to look at cabbages the same way. Am I a Cabbage Patch Kid? Is that what my life
Are
is?
you a Cabbage Patch Kid?
I have no idea.
Dum 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 dum.
That should be the follow-up to this.
Now is the time that I really enjoy, and it's called Guest Questions. Woo! This is where I get to ask you a couple of questions.
All right, Cabbage me. I'm ready.
So, what is a cabbage recipe that you've been waiting to try?
I really want. I like cold foods in general. So I want to see how many different kinds of salads I can make with cabbage.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm interested in the whole sort of like eating healthy. But I mean, it's not something I dream about every day.
Of course not.
It really isn't. But it is something that I'm trying to kind of reprogram my brain into thinking is actually good for me.
Yes.
Because growing up, you have to be forced to eat healthy, and then you reach a certain age when
you have to now eat healthy. You're the one forcing yourself.
And your knees are just like, no, I need nutrients for you to continue this lifestyle. So I'm really trying to reintroduce myself to like, healthier foods and things like that.
Okay,
and,
that's pretty cool.
And I do. One thing I don't like is Brussels sprouts.
Those
like that tastes like ass. To be fair,
straight
sorry,
up though.
Like it's disgusting. Like Brussels sprouts, and you said also broccoli.
Broccoli.
I love broccoli now.
Broccoli's nice.
Broccoli's nice. Cauliflower can just taste like a foot.
But you know what?
It's like an albino version of like a really healthy. Like it's like a very angry,
albino cabbage.
Sad. Like just like an angry cabbage. Like. Yeah. So I am kind of playing around with it, and I'm looking forward to making nice sort of curry cabbage stuff. Yeah.
What you could do to try and make Brussels sprouts taste a bit better?
It's fine. I'm okay.
Try.
We're good.
Try?
No,
what you could do?
No.
What you could do?
Nope.
She has refused. I can't even.
I've reached a certain age where I'm okay with just saying no.
No.
Try it, no.
Just no.
I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you could try. This one does not involve Brussels sprouts.
Right.
You take a Chinese cabbage and your red cabbage, dice them as fine as you can get them.
Yeah.
Put it in
fine.
mad fine.
Okay.
Put it in a bowl. Dress it with a touch of olive oil, a touch of balsamic vinegar.
Love already.
If you can, and this is something that we tried with my mother and it worked, get 3 tomatoes. Yeah. Scoop out the seeds and the flesh and just mix it in with that.
Really?
And if you're a lover of, put in some avocado.
Yeah.
That it hits all the flavor notes, all of them.
So do I not need to put things like carrots and onions? And
you can do without them. You can put in some onions, but
like onion is a staple.
Pickle your onions first, though.
I don't know.
Slightly. I'll teach you. Don't worry.
Pickle Rick. I don't know how to do it. I have no idea.
Just pickle them slightly.
Yeah.
So that it actually works.
You pickle cabbages.
Yes, you can. That's called sauerkraut.
Is that sauerkraut?
Yes.
Look at that.
Yes, and then there's a Korean version of it.
And I know some people are frying cabbages.
Yes.
I don't think it's very healthy.
Probably not.
Some guy fried. Okay, let me tell you a funny story about cabbage.
Tell the story.
So, it was once my mom was having a burger.
Yes.
And I don't know. I think they'd run out of lettuce.
Yes.
So this dude.
I see where this is going.
Like deep fried, like leaves of cabbages. And I don't know if you know what happens to cabbages when you deep fry them.
What happens? Do tell.
It looks like plastic.
Oh no.
Right? And it tastes really, really weird.
Okay.
And at least that's what he said he did. I actually think that he fried a piece of plastic. She does take the order back too many times, honestly.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Please,
don't
just
do that.
eat it.
They'll
just eat
fry
it.
your cabbage and tell you it's lettuce. Let us pray. No, it's terrible. It was terrible. I've never seen a degraded cabbage like that. That cabbage was fried.
Wow.
Like, it was fried.
Now I feel like I should make a beer batter and do some fried cabbages just to see what it'll come out like.
See how it looks like.
Yeah.
Because that was the most astonishing thing I've ever seen.
Okay.
I don't think you should ever deep fry cabbages.
I have to try it. I really have to try it now.
Everyone loves to deep fry everything.
Everything, including ice cream.
You can deep fry cabbages successfully, unless it's like coated in some weird batter.
Challenge accepted.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm so ready.
So in the aftermath of an apocalypse and there's only cabbage to eat,
Right.
would you do it or would you rather just die?
Listen, after this whole pandemic vibe, I've made my peace with life, okay? And death. So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try eat the cabbages until I can find some other foods.
But it's only cabbages.
It's only cabbages.
It's only cabbages.
And I can't
It's only
happenstance
cabbages.
upon like maize.
Nothing.
Like nothing.
Just cabbages.
After everything I've tasted.
Imagine.
Like Burger King, buy one get one free. Like no, I
Just
would
cabbages.
successfully like pass on. I would let go.
I like it.
I would be like that babe.
Successfully.
Let it go. I'm one with the wind and sky. Like I would.
Terrible.
And it would be in that voice. It wouldn't be that let it go.
No,
Let
it
it
would
go.
be.
No, it's let it go. Let it go. Because there's no
way.
you can't.
It's not happening.
I can. I'm fine. And it's an apocalypse. What the heck? you
Yeah.
know?
Who wants to survive?
I'm okay.
You're fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's been your go-to pandemic recipe?
Cabbages. Honestly, that's why I came. It's the only thing I know how to cook successfully. But it is doing a number on my bowels. I think I've been eating it way too much.
Yeah, you need to.
I need to switch it up with some proteins and something
you probably
like that.
do. You probably should.
But it's been an interesting sort of experience because I had to, with the pandemic and everything, you have to kind of make serious life adjustments.
Yes.
And so one of them is, having a roommate who will. I think it's cruel to call them like garbage disposal. Like they will eat anything.
You know they're gonna listen, right?
Probably.
Just putting it out there. Just putting it out there.
They don't mind eating anything.
Anything at all.
And everything tastes good.
Okay.
Because anything is better than nothing.
True.
And I feel like if that is your palate, if that is what determines your taste buds, you're on a bit of a fix. So we're trying to kind of, just learn how to fuel our bodies now, as opposed to eat what's there and do that whole. There's some friends of mine who've got gout.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
We are that
that's
age.
the thing we used to laugh about.
We're at that age now.
We're at that age.
Yeah.
So, and nobody warned us.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate.
We thought it would happen to those guys. And it's nothing quite concrete yet, but I can safely say that I do enjoy cabbage these days, much more than I did before. I actually did have a bit of a snooty attitude towards cabbages. Because I just didn't have the patience and the time
I hear you.
to cut them up. That's actually the only thing that used to stress me out. Just the idea of chopping
them, yeah.
I didn't know, it felt to me like a monumental task.
Okay.
But now it's kind of gotten easier. I'm getting with it and it's enjoyable.
Okay.
And, I'm not too great with the spices because I don't know what spice.
You need to learn how to spice it up.
Because I've been putting, you tell me if I'm wrong, I've put that curry powder. Like my
Simbambili?
classic. So I'll tell you how I do my cabbages. So I'll do my onions.
Yes.
And then I'll cut up and then I'll put maybe salt. I'll put cumin.
Yes, I can see it.
Curry powder.
Simbambili? If it's not Simbambili, it's nothing.
Simbambili, yeah,
yes,
of course. Standard
yes.
operating procedure.
Really.
Come on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And we put a bit of salt, put in the cabbages, and then as they're getting a bit soft, and add in some tomatoes. And if I don't have apple cider, I'll put lemon.
Okay.
And then I just let it go.
That hits the flavor notes.
Right?
That hits.
Because it becomes sweeter for some reason when you put in the citrus stuff.
What I want you to try the next time you're frying up your cabbages, when you're doing the onions, right? Put in a bit of cinnamon.
Right, so the powder.
Like
a teaspoon.
Yeah.
Got it.
Slightly less than a teaspoon.
Slightly less.
Yeah, maybe like
half
of a teaspoon is enough. Because you don't want to overpower.
Yeah.
And then
power.
and then what you do is that you then fry up your tomatoes first so that they can what's the word?
What, fry up? I don't know.
Soften.
Okay, there we go.
Yes, so they can soften, right?
Okay.
And then once they've softened, let them just fry. Let them fry until they kind of start to stick onto the pan, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so like they're really, really like soft and homogeneous almost.
Oh, I like that word.
Yeah.
Homogeneous.
And then that's when you put in your cabbage.
I see. Because I just thought, if you're just gonna wreck it, like you won't get the nutrients if you just sort of fry up all the tomatoes.
No. The nutrients will still be there. Tomatoes are forgiving. They're a bit forgiving. And the nutrients you want are actually the ones in the cabbage, though, not really the tomatoes. So when you do that, now it really brings out the sweetness of the cabbage itself. It really brings it out. Yeah. So that's how I enjoy my cabbage.
Yeah. And woe to anyone who ever cooks cabbage and it's bitter. I mean, what are you doing?
What are you doing with your life?
What are you doing?
What?
I mean, I've been really abused by some cabbage cooking out.
No, there's
people
cabbages.
out here.
There's cabbages out there, fam.
Do you know
There's
what I mean?
cabbages. Yeah.
It's like, what's happening? Like, who hurt you? And why did you do this to the cabbage? We need to talk. We need to speak.
And that's it for this episode of the Matamutu podcast. Please go to our YouTube page. You can search Matamutu on YouTube.
It's ours now.
It's our YouTube.
Our YouTube page. Hey.
And make sure that you subscribe, like, share, all those good things.
Yeah.
And while you're at it, also drop a comment about cabbages, what you like about this episode. Thank you so much for joining me, Jazz.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
I don't know if you want to say a bit more about what you have been doing, what you're going to be up to.
Yeah, I mean, is this the plug moment?
This is the plug.
Hire me. I'm currently doing a lot of voiceover work.
Nice.
And so I'm really, really getting into that and just generally doing more production. I love the whole healing side of things and trying to combine the two and seeing how, if you to know yourself.
Yes.
Basically, like to know God. And that's the connection to all your source of creativity and whoever God is in your life, be it Buddha, be it,
all those.
Just, I call them the gang. Call on whoever you need at whatever moment. So it's just that helping people connect to their inner self so that they can express themselves the best way that they know how to.
That's pretty cool.
And so, I'm looking for a project like that and collaborating with people like you and basically, spreading good vibes all around.
All the good vibes. Vibes in inshallah.
So if you want to check me out, you can. Can I give my handles?
I will actually post your handles on the show notes for anybody who wants to check, and they'll also be in the YouTube description down below. Awesome. And you can get a hold of Jazz, do some work with her. She's really good.
I'm good, people.
Absolutely.
I like to think so.
No, it's the truth.
Yeah.
You don't have to think.
Yeah, you're right. I am the cabbage.
You are the cabbage.
I'm the cabbage.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us on this episode of the Matamutu podcast. And this is your boy Rumak telling you just to go and eat some cabbage.